Before I start this rant, to anyone who likes this month, I respect your opinion. Anyways, enjoy. March 2022. Oh my god. March 2022 sucks. Now let me tell you reasons why I hate March 2022. In my opinion. First. On March 1st, I went to homeroom at Auraria campus. And then my homeroom had me email the school therapist and other school staff to a meeting on March 8th without my mom and dad knowing. And leaving my mom and dad uninvited to my meeting. That's stupid. And that is later explained in my March 1st 2022 rant. And in my afternoon class, we were learning how to use an on-car brake lathe. Second. On March 2nd, I went to school. And in my afternoon class, I had fun playing soccer with the boys. And then, I fell off of my skateboard really hard. And thank God my friends helped me. This following day, I played with Miliana and my friends that day. Third. On March 3rd, I went to school. But my afternoon class only. And I had a lot of fun there. Fourth. On March 4th, I had to miss a day of school because I went to a doctor's appointment for a physical. This following day, I played with Zachary, Nicole, Gavin and Miliana that day. And I had a fun game night with Miliana and Kalani. Then, I got in a lot of trouble for using tools inappropriately, which made me upset at the end. Stephanie was mad at me too. And I had to clean the area as a result. This even led to me getting a 2 on my point sheet for using tools inappropriately. This also made me cry. Fifth. On March 5th, baby Nico spent the day with me and my mom and dad. This following day, I got a haircut. Sixth. On March 6th, I went to church. And we had communion. Communion happens in the beginning of every month. I heard the deacon telling about flourishing in God's economy, which is about praising the Lord, along with some prayers. Church is fun. I also went to IHOP. 7th. On March 7th, the fire alarm was malfunctioning at school due to a surge in the fire suppression system. 8th. The next day on March 8th, me and my dad went on a meeting with my homeroom teacher at Auraria campus about the stupid paperwork. And emailing different people instead of having my parents email them because I'm my own guardian? Are you kidding me? I hate being my own guardian and own stupid adult. And that is later explained in my March 8, 2022 rant. 9th. On March 9th, I had to stay home from school because of the bad weather. 10th. On March 10th, I had another fun snow day from school. This following day, my dad went on a trip to Arizona. 11th. The next day on March 11th, I had fun in my gym class. But in my afternoon class, I was on track to earn a snack for perfect attendance. But I didn't. So I have to try again next week. That is really gonna suck. 12th. On March 12th, I had a lot of fun playing with Millie. I also went to Red Robin. 13th. The next day on March 13th, I was crying because I missed my dad so much. And I later found out that his flight got cancelled. This following day, I played with my friends, Landon, Layla, and Ethan. I also played with Nicole. 14th. On March 14th, I went back to school. This following day, my dad finally came back home from Arizona. 15th. The next day on March 15th, I had a mentor meeting at Auraria campus with my homeroom teacher and my 101 aide. But in my afternoon class, we did a contest on which electrical wire bracelet can handle heavy objects. When I got home from school, I got in trouble for being too loud, which almost woke up my mom. I should not have done that. Later that following day, I played with Landon and Layla. And Ethan that day. 16th. On March 16th, one of the students were being rude to me during third period, which made me very mad. I didn't want to be near that student anymore. And worst of all, the teacher told one of the students to shut up. How stupid. And that is later explained in my March 16, 2022 rant. 17th. On March 17th, I stayed home from school because of the bad weather. 18th. The next day on March 18th, I had fun in my PE class. But in my afternoon class, I was working on a project on my electric skateboard. Then, I missed the bus because my electric skateboard broke down. And my uncle picked me up from school. And he took me to my grandma's house. I also went to a Mexican restaurant with my mom and dad. When I got home from school, I got in trouble again. Just like what happened in March 4, 2022. And I got a 0 on my point sheet. 19th. On March 19th, I went to the Colorado Academy Athletic Center for the school state basketball game. Our school won. 20th. On March 20th, I went to church on the computer. I also went to Dion's. 21st. On March 21st, I went to school. And I took the AccuPlacer test. 22nd. The next day on March 22nd, I got a 2 on my point sheet for having my mom on the phone during the Zoom meeting for the Circle of Support, which made me mad. I also got in trouble for having my mom on the phone during the Zoom meeting as well. And that is later explained in my March 22, 2022 rant. 23rd. On March 23rd, during third period, I had to be with my teacher to set up an account on Ed Ready for a math and reading test. But in my afternoon class, we had a fun pizza party. 24th. On March 24th, I had fun playing outside with my friends. 25th. The next day on March 25th, I had fun in my gym class. And our teacher gave us $30 to go eat at McDonald's as a whole class. That was awesome. And it was the last day of school to spring break. 26th. On March 26th, I went to IKEA. This following day, I got a haircut. I also played with Miliana that day. 27th. On March 27th, I went to church. I heard the deacon telling about Encore, which is about obeying by the Lord's word, along with some prayers. Church is fun. During that following day, I played with my friends that day. 28th. On March 28th, I had a lot of fun at the skate park. 29th. On March 29th, I started working on my skateboard project. 30th. On March 30th, I got in trouble for acting ridiculous in the house. I should not have done that. During that following day, it was my friend Layla's birthday. 31st. On March 31st, some driver rudely honked at me while I was riding my electric skateboard. The only thing I like about this month is when I played with my friends outside, playing soccer with the boys at school, having fun in automotive, game night, going for a ride on the bus, going to church, hanging out with my mom and dad, and riding my electric skateboard. And that's it. Thank God this month ended on Wednesday, March 31, 2022 at midnight, and thank God it's in the past now. Do you know who likes this month? Layla O'Reilly, Catherine, Angie, Paul Reiser, Carabono, Matthew Modine, and Cassidy Crazini. They like this month because their birthdays landed on this month. Layla turned 7. Angie turned 16. Cassidy turned 18. Paul turned 65. Cara turned 48. Matthew turned 63. And Catherine turned 16 years old this month. But I can handle their opinions. Do you know who hates this month? Hagen Barn. He hates this month because his friend got shot in his state. And I feel really bad for him. March 2022 sucks, and so does March 2019. Note: if you like this month, I respect your opinion. June 2019, which is the month I started summer break from school, is 170 million times better than March 2022. End of rant.